Back on Inside Tennessee with 3 candidates in District 6 for City Council in Knoxville. Great to have all of them with us. And John, this is a key election because 5 of the 9 City Council seats are up. We've heard from all the candidates. This is our chance to hear from the 6th District.
A lot at stake, and candidates, I'd like to sort of stay on a related topic. We were talking about police funding. Unfortunately, as you all know, in the 6th District, we've had, unfortunately, a lot of reports of gun violence. So I'm curious, just paying police officers more money or hiring more police officers isn't going to fix the problem. What, in your opinion, is going to do that? What would you on council do to make that better? And Garrett, we'll start with you.
Yeah, like I was reiterating just before, the issue is not just more policing. I think that is definitely a big piece of the equation, but we ultimately have to look at what are the underlying factors of crime that are going on in our community. And I think for that, sometimes as a leader within our city, whether you're on county commission, city council, or in a neighborhood group or in your church, it's, how do we address what's going on in our homes, our schools, to that's contributing to that. And the unfortunate reality right now is, especially in a lot of the 6th District and the East Knoxville community, we see a lot of violence going on between youth. We see a lot of drug and gang-related violence. So I think it's attacking the issue both top-down and bottom-up. Once again, I look at what levers can the city of Knoxville pull. I think that's the important thing to always remember is what can this governmental body do? And as I mentioned before, KPD is that largest lever. That is the top-down approach. That's a Band-Aid on a wound. To look at addressing that wound, it's once again, we need to fix what's going on in our homes and schools and instill good values and, really try to address that by bringing leaders in our community from all areas of the table together.
Thank you. Deidra, can we hear from you? And then we'll go to Councilman McKenzie.
Yes. When we think about District 6 and the violence and the crime that has been happening, the reason why I'm running poverty, we are experiencing a large number of poverty going on within our community. So to me, that is a direct way to reduce crime and violence that is going on. Development, resources back into our community, things to do, places to go, places to eat, entrepreneurship. Let's invest in those things that will directly reduce the poverty rate. And once you see poverty go down, the trend is, and research has proven, that crime is not will go down as well. So I'm advocating for reducing the poverty rate by business development and youth enrichment with our kids, because if we're experiencing gun violence and gang violence within our younger generations, well, we need to find resources, trades, and things of that nature to give them something to do to take their minds off of those other things.
And Councilwoman McKenzie.
Thank you. So a couple of things that we really need to look at. And number one is community policing, building those strong relationships within communities and also with the police department. We need to know who our neighbors are. We need to know who actually belongs in our communities and who doesn't. Then also, poverty absolutely plays a role in all of this. We have to make sure that there are jobs available for young people. We have to have internship programs. We have to have workforce development, training programs, and really go out and solicit young people to make them interested in some of these things. And of course, we also have to look at, services and programs for families. We always focused on the children, but we also have to understand that if it is an unhealthy family environment, if there's a parent that's struggling with some issues, those need to be addressed so they are able to provide that loving, thriving environment for their children. And also, we need to strategically start looking at how are these guns getting into the hands of young people. That is a huge issue, not just in Knoxville, but nationwide. We've seen gun violence increase, but specifically here in Knoxville. And so I think that if we couple all of those things together and bring these agencies, these community resources, and people just in our community together with KPD to look more closely at how strategically can we work together. We've got Crime Stoppers and a few other resources out there, but so much more needs to happen.
Vice Mayor McKenzie, you brought up the stadium in some of your earlier comments, and that plan is for a multi-use stadium that's right in the core of your district in downtown. And the backers of that stadium say it's important for the city to invest half of the $65 million it will take to build it. Number one, where are you on that idea? And number two, do you see it now as an economic driver for the 6th District?
Absolutely, I see it as an economic driver for the 6th District. So when we talk about economic growth, that's going to take economic development and investment. And this is an opportunity for us to see that level of investment coming into the 6th district. But again, I also want to see that, what does that community benefits agreement look like? There are going to be over 3,000 jobs that are going to be created as a result of the stadium. I want to make sure that those jobs are first being looked at and solicited, and training done for people that live in the 6th district, in the community that this stadium potentially will sit in. How can we benefit? I think that this could be a catalyst to see us taking people from generational poverty to generational wealth building, rebuilding the middle class in the Black community, and also resources that will bring, that will actually flow into the 6th district. And so I see this as an opportunity for us to have some substantial growth and economic investment in East Knoxville.
Ms. Harper, do you agree or disagree with that assessment?
What I will say is that I would like to see City Council, we talk about community benefits agreement that has been brought to the table. I know months ago, and we have not been anywhere with that conversation. I would like to see the city of Knoxville maybe try to input something of that nature when it comes to this type of development, instead of the conversation going around public tax dollars being used to fund the stadium. Do I think that it will bring economic development within District 6? Yes, I do think that it will bring economic development, but we want to make sure that this is not the same thing or something similar to an urban renewal type of project. When taxes raise, prices go up, and a lot of those members and community members are displaced from this type of development within District 6. So yes, when we talk about community benefits agreement, I would like to see more on City Council pushing back, and that's what I would like to do and advocate for, and making sure that our community is being heard in these types of endeavors. And right now, I feel that there's a lack of community presence, or the presence that is being presented does not necessarily align with Randy Boyd and what he's trying to do. But I do believe that we need to put the community first, and a community benefits agreement is absolutely the #1 place to do that, and make sure that everybody is being heard in this particular project.
Just for clarity, would you vote against the plan if there was no community benefits agreement?
That's hard to say if I would vote for or against that plan, because also within a community benefits agreement, I want to make sure that public tax dollars are not going to be used to fund the stadium. And I think those are two different things. And those are two things that I know people within the community have addressed to me, and the concerns have been raised.
Mr. Holt, your take on the multi-use stadium plan underway?
Yeah, great question. I always first say I'm very supportive of smart development. You know, where we look at the city of Knoxville as it stands, we need to be looking forward, not just the next couple of years, but hey, what does this city look like 10, 20, 30 years from now? And what the stadium, I truly think that stands to be one of the most transformative projects that we've seen in the city of Knoxville in a number of decades, perhaps the most transformative project we've seen downtown since World's Fair. When we look at the total amount of investment between the city of Knoxville, Mr. Boyd, and the private investment, we're talking north of $200 million being poured into that area. And I look at it as an either-or situation. What that property is doing now is hardly anything. It's dilapidated. It's not generating a significant amount of tax revenue for the city. Meanwhile, what do we stand to gain? We have attractive tourism benefits for the city. We have jobs, restaurants, all that inherently brings tax dollars to the city, which we desperately need. We're operating a multi-million-dollar budgetary deficit year after year. We need to really incur revenue. And looking at where this stands to benefit the 6th district specifically, I think it's massive. I think it stands to be a bridge between the downtown old city revitalization that we've seen, and really bridge that growth into the East Knoxville community. I say it time and time again, East Knoxville is one of the most historic, beautiful parts of this city. It's just lacking that spur of growth. And I think this stadium, as long as it's executed properly, the numbers make sense, and that it's a beneficial agreement for the city long term, stands to be something that we all truly benefit from as a community.
We've got to take another quick break on Inside Tennessee. Back with more of our conversation with these candidates and my colleague John North right after this.